Once a touchstone of the 1990s, the family car that created its own demographic, the Mondeo Man.
But after nearly 30 years, Ford says it will cease production of its classic hatchback following declining sales and the increased popularity of SUVs.
Should we take a drive down memory lane and look back at the history of the Ford Mondeo?
It is not the most exciting car ever to grace this programme. Ford hasn't tried to be revolutionary, they've played it safe.
If it was food, it would be a potato.
Let's talk to Quentin Wilson, who was presenter of Top Gear when the Mondeo first went on sale in 1993. Quentin, morning to you.
Morning.
Morning. OK, I have two questions. Did you ever have a Mondeo?
Yes, had loads, and they were very good. And I think, you know, we should remember it as a really great Ford.
Well, then why on earth did it become almost, it was a bit of a joke, and to be called a Mondeo Man was a bit of an insult. How did that happen? And there will be a whole load of people who don't even know what I'm referring to.
OK, well, Tony Blair called his new demographic for New Labour Mondeo Man because he'd met a bloke in Nottingham, an electrician, with, ironically, a Ford Sierra, but they had to kind of update it. And said that this is exactly the hard-working, wholesome demographic that his new political orthodoxy appealed to. So it kind of got that name and it stuck. But the problem with that was then it became kind of wholesome and a good car, but unexciting. People didn't get up in the morning and say, I'm going to buy a Ford Mondeo. So that kind of took the gloss off it. And as Clarkson said, you know, this car would be a potato if it was a vegetable, because it became very kind of conservative and middle of the road.
Thing is, Quentin, you say that, you know, people, I mean, there are lots of people who owned them and loved them. I mean, they will have bought them, and cracking car, it goes, it's got 4 doors and it didn't break down. I mean, some people will have been delighted with their car. And I'm trying to picture you, Quentin. You said you owned a few. Were you, what were you driving around? You driving around feeling like the bee's knees, or were you thinking, oh, wish I had something else when something, you know, any other car passes by?
Oh, look, I bought the Mondeo ST220, which was a more powerful one, which actually we should all be out buying right now because they're going to go up in value. But look, I'm not the person to denigrate the Mondeo. No, I think it's a really, really great car. And I remember writing articles saying, don't buy this BMW, buy this Mondeo, because it handled better, it was as well made, and it was that you know, era of Ford making really good drivers' cars. So no, it's a car that should be remembered as one of Ford's best.
And I'm thinking, as you're saying that now, are you suggesting that a Mondeo of a certain type and age is going to be rising in value? Is that how this works? It goes out of production, suddenly people like you are going, oh, hello, here's an opportunity.
Yeah, nobody ever lost any money on underestimating the devotion of fast Ford enthusiasts. So there are 3 Mondeos, the ST24, the ST200 and the ST220. These are the performance ones, which may conceivably, and other cars are available, of course, may conceivably go up in value in the long term.
I mean, the point of this is, isn't it, that the market, that what people really want. When I look at the sales numbers, in 2001, so 20 years ago, more than 86,000 Mondeos were sold. Last year, sales were down to like 2,400. There's a different demand now, or a different desire for different cars: electric, hybrid, bigger SUVs.
3 things kind of killed the Mondeo, and that was government policy making company cars less financially attractive, the fact that people wanted crossovers, SUVs, you know, cars that are like estate cars, but not. And then also the thing called the PCP, the personal contract plan, where you could go out and buy a BMW 3 Series for roughly the same money every month as a Mondeo. And people just changed, and the company car just receded, and you wanted something more exciting, more aspirational.
Quentin, what's in a name? We keep saying the word Mondeo. Was that an exotic name at the time? I don't even know what is a Mondeo apart from a car. Is it something, and does it matter what a car is called? Because marketing is so important, particularly now.
It is. Car companies have run out of names, so they make them up now. I mean, Lexus is a made-up name. So Mondeo, I don't know exactly, we'd have to look it up, but I think it's probably another made-up name. And the fact that Ford aren't going to have another car called a Mondeo is perhaps significant, that as a brand, it's not marketable anymore. And that's maybe the interesting takeaway we should have with this, that it was for a long time a preeminent family car, but family cars and the concept of family cars are a bit dull and passé now, and people want things that are more exotic, and the Mondeo was not exotic.
I'll drop something in for both of you, Charlie and Quentin. I was thinking Mondeo, Le Monde, you know, the French newspaper, world, means world. And it's, the Ford Mondeo, large family car, manufactured by Ford, derived from the Latin mundus, meaning world. So it's the world car.
Well, it's very exotic, actually, very exotic. Mondeo. Is it kind of Italian?
A wild car for conservative people.
There we go. There we go. Lovely to talk to you, Quentin. Thanks very much.
Pleasure.
Job of a post.